Yo, it's Hanyu. In this video, I'm going to be going over liquidity in depth and how it will change the way you view the markets and give you a better narrative of your drawn liquidity and which highs and lows are protected and when to trade. So, yeah. Okay, so something I need to talk about before I start is I'm sure nearly everyone watching this video has an idea of what lit is, but what truly is it? I've seen so many people online claim they are trading lit or fries, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Just because you're trading a liquidity sweep, break a structure, and order block does not mean you're trading lit. You first need to understand what lit is in order to capitalize on it properly, okay? So lit, or liquidity inducement theorem, is where institutional markets engineer false price action near a major point of interest to trap retail traders into losing positions before executing the actual market. So pretty much, in order to fully understand lit, you must understand how liquidity works first. Alright, so in terms of actually going into liquidity, you must first understand what liquidity is. So what is liquidity? To keep it simple, liquidity is stop losses and orders placed by retail traders. Now, this might seem very obvious at first, but the more you study it, the more you realize how much of trading you're actually missing out on. So the first stage in understanding liquidity is going to be accumulation. What is accumulation? Accumulation is the buildup of retail traders. Although this is what most people think, accumulation is not just price going sideways. During this accumulation phase, we are creating opportunities for retail traders to place stop losses and orders so we can later take them out. You must remember this right here. This is very important. We are creating opportunities for retail traders to place stop losses and orders so we can later take them out. The first stage to understanding accumulation is understanding the mind of a retail trader. There are two main retail strategies I take advantage of in my trading to help me with my trading. The first strategy is going to be breakout. Breakout is a common strategy used by retail where once price breaks out of a range, they trade the continuation. During this breakout, they are creating opportunities for retail traders to enter so they could generate stop losses or liquidity. So let's take a look at this picture right here. So this is an example of how a retail trader would use this strategy breakout, right? We have a swing high, price creates a swing low, and price breaks out of this swing high right here, leading retail traders to enter longs and placing their stop loss at the recent swing low. Same thing right here, we create a swing high, price creates a swing low, price breaks out of the range of the swing high, which leads retail traders to enter longs, placing their stop loss at the recent swing low. That means we are now generating stop losses or liquidity at these lows so we can later take them out. So here is an on-chart example. Price creates a swing high, price breaks out of the swing low, leading retail traders to enter shorts, meaning stop losses are getting placed at this recent swing high. Price creates a swing low, price comes up, creates a swing high, price comes back down, breaks out of the recent swing low, leading retail traders to enter shorts, placing stop losses at this high. Swing high, swing low, price breaks out the previous swing low, leading retail traders to place stop losses at the recent swing high. Then, of course, that's our accumulation phase. Price then later manipulates down, taking out a valid piece of structure so we could distribute and take everybody out that was in shorts from this breakout. All right, now that you understand the first strategy and how I use breakout to see where liquidity is placed in the market, I'm going to be going over my second strategy that I use, and that's going to be fair value gaps. Now, as controversial as it is to say, ICT is now considered retail, and that's something everyone must accept. ICT's most popular confluence fair value gaps is now, in my books, a retail strategy. Fair value gaps just give ICT traders an opportunity to enter so they can later take them out just like breakout traders. Now let's take a look at this picture right here, right? This little diagram that I created. Price takes out liquidity below us, right? ICT traders, liquidity sweep, part of their confluence, right? Price then comes up, right? And we create this fair value gap during our move up after we take out some liquidity, right? So we have this fair value gap here. The market is going to purposely tap us into this fair value gap, so it gives an opportunity for ICT traders to enter longs, right? Because let's be real, most idiots, they're gonna look for liquidity sweep fair value gap. You know TJR, right? So they're gonna look for liquidity sweep fair value gap, whatever fucking whatever, right? Bullshit. Anyways, after tapping into this fair value gap, this breakout here leads ICT traders to trail their stop loss to this recent low inside the fair value gap, right? So this is their thought process, okay? All right, nice. We got a liquidity sweep. Price is coming up. We have a fair value gap. I'm gonna long this fair value gap. They market order. They're like, okay, wait, price just broke out the range. I'm gonna put my stop losses at the low of the fair value gap, and that's where they get fucked, right? Price, because a lot of ICT traders are gonna trail their stop to this low of this fair value gap. price is then reaccumulating, generating what? Generating breakout and generating accumulation and liquidity up here. So when price comes down and take out all the ICT traders, it'll come back up and take these guys out as well, right? So us tapping into this fair value gap creates opportunities for ICT traders to enter longs, leading their stop loss to be trailed at this low, and price will 90% of the time it will come back down, sweep them out, and then pump. All right, so let's take a look at an on-chart example, right? Over here, price had a liquidity sweep above us, took out previous daily highs, right? Over here, we have this 15-minute fair value gap that we, tapped into, right? Which is giving an opportunity for ICT traders to enter shorts. So boom, ICT traders enter shorts here. Price comes back down, breaks out of this range. When they see this, what do they think? They think, okay, price broke out the range. I'm going to place my stop loss at this high. So then that what? That leads the market makers to come back up, take out this high, and then dump, right? So whenever you see a high created by just a fair value gap, and when I mean just fair value gap, only a fair value gap, you then understand that it's just the institution's creating opportunity for retail traders to enter, so we can later sweep them out and then actually, go to its real move. All right, now that you understand what liquidity is and how it's formed, let's take a look at how to read it. The most important factor of reading liquidity through purely price action is going to be AMD. Now, let's go into AMD. Something you need to understand about AMD is manipulation will always tell a story. My best skill in trading is understanding the market's narrative. And the most important thing I use for that is reading the manipulation. Where manipulation ends will tell you where liquidity lies. Remember this, where manipulation ends will tell you where liquidity lies. Manipulation didn't take out the low you wanted. It's likely there is no liquidity sitting there. Price action traders like us can't see through orders with just candles. You have to read it. Example 1. We have all of this chop right here. To the blind naked eye, when people see price going sideways or up and down choppy price action, they think of it as just accumulation and that we need to take it out because there's liquidity, right? But if you're actually smart and you try to understand liquidity to its finest, you understand that when price manipulates lower here and takes out this piece of structure and price starts distributing, that means manipulation has ended. Us ending manipulation after taking out this piece of structure shows us that there's no liquidity left at these accumulation lows. As you can see, price manipulates lower, manipulation then ends without taking everything out, equals no liquidity at the accumulation. Why? Because if there was liquidity placed at this low, price would come down during its manipulation and take everything out before distributing higher. But us ending manipulation here shows us that there's no liquidity here, which means that your drawn liquidity shouldn't just be these accumulation lows, even though it looks like chop. So going into example number 2, not the same situation, but you could view it very similarly. Over here, we have the start of accumulation, and we have a high created by a fair value gap, meaning, this is a place where the institutions gave an ICT trader an opportunity to enter off of this fair value gap, meaning there might have been generative liquidity at this high, which means there is possible liquidity placed at this high. Also, it's the start of accumulation, right? We have all of this chop right here, and this accumulation, breakout, 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 creating liquidity at these highs. Now, let's take a look at what actually happened. During Asia session, we created off all of this accumulation, meaning our manipulation should be soon, right? Instead, manipulation takes out this Asia high, and manipulation actually ends. Manipulation ends at this high, your drawn liquidity should not be higher since there's no liquidity. Why? Us ending manipulation here shows us that there's actually no liquidity placed at these highs. Now, yes, even though this high is created by fair value gap and it gave multiple retail traders an opportunity to enter shorts, it does not mean there has to be liquidity, right? Us ending manipulation here shows us that there's no liquidity here, meaning it's safe to short. All right, so I don't really know what else to tell you guys. So I guess I'll just go over like last week or like last 2 weeks price action to kind of go over how I would use this. But yeah, let's just get to it, I guess. Going into a pretty simple day, which was this one, I guess. I'll just go into the 5 minutes so you guys can get a little more clear view of what I was kind of looking at. But over here, coming into the day, we obviously have a bearish bias, right? And over here, we had this small little piece of structure created by a purely just fair value gap, right? This fair value gap here gave opportunities for ICT traders to enter shorts, and people drag their stop loss, and now there's going to be a valid piece of structure considered right here because it's created by fair value gap, meaning liquidity is generated there. All right, so how come I also waited for us to take all this out? Over here, in my eyes, it's going to be accumulation. Why? It's going to give breakout traders an opportunity to enter shorts, right? So boom, 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 right? We had a breakout, boom, breakout, boom, breakout, boom, breakout, boom, breakout, boom, right? Meaning we are now generating liquidity at these highs. So what did price do? Price started manipulating up, came out, took all of this liquidity out, and took out the liquidity out created by ICT traders, and then we dumped off that. And I know this is protected because of, yeah. But anyways, another example, pretty simple example here, I guess. Had this fair value gap right here, created the top this fair value gap, boom, had this breakout, gave an opportunity for retail traders, or not retail traders, ICT traders to drag their stop loss to this high right here. What did price do? Price came back up, swept them out, and then started dumping again. Same thing here. We had this high created by a fair value gap. Price, what did we do? Price came back up, swept it out, and then started dumping again. Same thing here. On the different time frame, this is going to be a fair value gap. What did price do? Price accumulated. Breakout, breakout, breakout. Liquidity, liquidity, liquidity. Boom, swept them out. Started pumping, took everybody out. Let's see, right here. High created by fair value gap. What do we do? Breakout, breakout. Liquidity right here. Price took out retail traders. Price took out ICT traders. Started dumping again. I mean, you can just find like so many examples. It's just insane. Right here, fair value gap, price created by fair value gap. We had breakout, breakout, ICT traders, stop loss. Boom, 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 boom. What did price do? Price came up, swept the ICT traders, and then started dumping. Again, same thing. We had a fair value gap right here. Liquidity, retail traders are also building up. Breakout, stop loss. Breakout, stop loss. Breakout, stop loss. Accumulation, breakout, breakout, stop loss, take everybody out, take everybody out, take everybody out. Boom, last piece of liquidity, price then dumps. Let's see if I can find some more. Right here. Breakout, breakout, liquidity, liquidity. Boom, takes everybody out. Breakout again, creates more liquidity. ICT traders, fair value gap right here, creates liquidity. Price takes out all the liquidity, accumulation, manipulation, distribution up. So now we know we're bullish. Same thing right here. We had a lower time frame fair value gap. Price comes out, accumulation, breakout, stop loss, take everybody out, dumps. And I think you guys get the memo now. Pretty simple, but very, very effective if you understand how to use it to your own advantage. You can find millions of examples. My biggest recommendation to get good at reading liquidity is purely just sit down and mark up and look at price action. Understand liquidity at its finest. And yeah. Alright, anyways, before I end this video, I just want to clarify that the things I explained in this video was it was like used in template. I didn't fully explain everything about how you can use these concepts like out of respect for my students, but I can promise you if you mark up carefully and you thoroughly think through every markup, your understanding of liquidity will become a lot better even without a mentor. Now, I know this video was not useful to some people that already had like a broad understanding of these concepts, but don't be ignorant and think you know it all. Try and go back and really mark up and understand what I was trying to say, and I can promise that you will find something you like and might even implement to your actual trading. Anyways, 500 likes on this video and I'll post another PA breakdown. Alright, peace.
Dude, what the fuck are these takeovers he's doing right now? Oh, Jesus.